Now, I have not seen Sinners yet. I'm probably seeing it tomorrow. But
Okay.
there's some really interesting things going on with Sinners. So the first thing is they did more than their opening box office numbers were projected. Uh, it says they are number one in the box office right now, according to Blex Media.
Okay.
And it said numbers are still coming in, but it is estimated to have a $45 million debut this weekend. It says it joins the ranks of Jordan Peele's Us, which did 70.3 million, and A Quiet Place, which did 50.2 million, both of which launched without pre-existing IP. So I guess they're grouping this in original stories, no sequels or redos, which I think is interesting. But yeah, so that is really interesting, and congratulations to Ryan Coogler. I don't know why I said Jordan, because Jordan Peele's name was there. Congratulations to Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan, and the other Michael B. Jordan, because I know there's two of them in the movie. And also something that came in from Earn Your Leisure. I think this is really interesting as well. And it's about the way Ryan Coogler structured the deal with Warner Brothers to do Sinners. So here is a clip from Earn Your Leisure.
Kudos to Ryan Coogler, another successful movie under his belt. Sinners star Michael B. Jordan is the talk of the town. What's even more impressive is the business deal that he struck with Warner Brothers to get this done. This deal has Hollywood in a frenzy, and some executives have said that this could potentially even lead to the downfall of the system as we know it. So there's three major points. The first one is final cut rights. He had full creative control of the movie before it hit box office. The second one was first dollar gross. That ensured him a percentage of revenue from the first dollar made, even if the movie was not profitable. The third one was the biggest one, that is ownership reversion. That means that after 25 years, full ownership of the movie will revert back to him. That is the one that really has Hollywood nervous. One studio executive said that it was an effed up deal done by Warner Brothers out of desperation and could potentially lead to the end of the Hollywood system as we know it. Ryan said that ownership was very important for him, being that the underlying theme of the movie was black ownership. He wanted to follow through behind the scenes. What do you think? Do you think that this will be a new day in Hollywood? What are your thoughts? Kudos.
All right, you first.
I think this is, well, okay, so you said a few things. There's the deal, which is great. I think that people need to own as much as they possibly can when it comes to their creativity.
Okay.
I'm very much a believer of that,
Okay.
especially when you're putting out some sort of body of work.
Okay.
I think that you, at the very least, need to, if you cannot solely own it, then you need to own as much of it as you can and have as much creative control as you can possibly get. So for me, I think this is great that when it hits the cutting room floor, he was still very much involved. And I did see Sinners, and while I will not spoil anything for you or anyone else who has not seen it, I will say that to me, it looked very much like this was very thoughtfully done.
Okay.
Every piece of the movie was thoughtfully done. And you have to imagine that him being so involved in every stage of the process is that is a testament to him being so involved in every stage of the process. So I appreciate that and respect him very much for that. As far as the box office numbers go, I feel like a lot of people are saying they have seen it. So that's not surprising to me, and I honestly think well deserved. I know we're not at the review stage of the game quite yet, but just preliminary thoughts on it. It makes sense to me that this would be doing so well. Yeah, just yeah. Without me saying too much, I just feel like
Tomorrow. I'll watch it tomorrow. We can review it tomorrow and spoil it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, there has to be spoilers when we do this review.
No more non-spoiler reviews. We spoiling shit.
Right.
So that's it.
But yeah, I think it's really smart what he did, making sure that he solidified his place in the process through his contract. I think that's really important. I don't think a lot of people get that opportunity.
Right.
So, and listen, if he changes the game, be a trailblazer. I mean, I don't know that Hollywood, you know, it's Denzel,
quote unquote,
as Denzel says, there is no Hollywood.
That's not true.
Denzel be like, what does that even mean? It's not even a real place.
Okay, Denzel. We love you, but stop. Anyway, continue.
Because Denzel wants to be a regular ass nigga. He just can't be. That's not his story. He wants so badly to be that regular guy, like just somebody's dad who goes to work. He's not that. Anyway. Now I lost my train of thought talking about Denzel.
It's your fault.
It is.
Be a trailblazer. If Hollywood, quote unquote.
Oh, if Hollywood will let people, because sure, one person does it and it's like, oh, okay, he did. All right, but they're not gonna let it happen that quickly for that many people.
Right.
I think you know, there's always gonna be somebody looking around the corner to make sure people don't get too much. So, sure, do I think that this could open doors for other people? You can at the very least use this as leverage and say, well, Ryan Coogler, like his deal with Sinners did this, and this, and look at how much this movie grossed. You could use it as leverage. In order for these things to happen for everybody, somebody has to be the one to go out on the ledge. Somebody
got to cut on spades.
Right.
Or rather, somebody got to cut with a spade is the better way to say it.
There you go. So, I say blaze the trail.
Right. I dig that. This is an unprecedented deal. Mm-hmm. I think it is really interesting. Guaranteeing that he gets $1 first is crazy.
Okay, can you explain to me? That's what I was going to ask and I forgot. What exactly does first dollar mean?
He gets $1 before anything else happens when the ticket is sold or when the movie is purchased.
Got it. Okay.
So even if the movie makes no profits, he still got $1 every time a ticket was bought.
Okay, I just didn't understand what first, my
so
mind...
now I got to go see it 5 times so he could get at least $5. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, my mind was taking that literally. I was like, first dollar?
Yeah, he gets $1 first.
Right, but I didn't know it was like per ticket sold.
If I understood correctly, that's what it meant. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
But he basically did a Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful deal, where he's getting $1 off every sale. I think that's super fly. I'm like, let's go buy it.
Right.
So I think it's fly. I think that's unprecedented. I also think reversing ownership in 25 years is huge.
Yeah.
Because I totally agree with what you're saying about maintaining ownership when you're putting together a body of work, but this is not an independent film.
No.
This is not like Magazine Dreams or when Dame Dash does his independent films and then does a deal for like BET or somebody to put it on their platform. He made a movie for Warner Brothers.
Right.
So this is unheard of as far as I know. I have never heard of anybody else doing it. If y'all know of somebody else who did it, feel free to put it in the comments. Mm-hmm. But this is a big deal. Like I could imagine like a Tina Fey getting a deal like this where she creates these huge blockbuster movies that are even being remade now years later. But for Ryan Coogler on movie number 6, 7?
Yeah.
I mean, this is huge. Now, I don't know if they're gonna let other people get this deal. And I think you caught Warner Brothers at a good time. Because Warner Brothers needed a banger, right? Where we know Ryan Coogler works with Disney. That's not going to be his Black Panther 3 deal.
No.
So I think sometimes you be in the right place at the right time. And I think it worked out for him. But I don't see everybody getting this deal. Also, let's look at his report card. Yeah, I haven't seen Sinners yet. But everything else Ryan Coogler has put out has been great.
Right.
And so he's got a great report card. He's yet to put out a bad film.
Yeah.
even people I love like Christopher Nolan have bad films.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler doesn't have one
He
yet.
doesn't miss.
So the fact that he doesn't miss, right, is very important in this deal, I think, because I think it lets you know like we believe in him enough to do this.
Yeah.
Now we should all be marking our calendars for 2050. So April of 2050, we could go in there and start giving him the real money.
Right.
Because $1 per ticket is fly. $1 per DVD sale or whatever is fly. But that's when he's gonna start making the real money.
Yeah. And this is a film that I would see again.
You gotta go see it 5 times. You gotta give Ryan Coogler at least $5.
I've already given him $1. But I would totally go see it again. While it's in theaters, I know people who have already said they've seen it once and they're going to see it again. And honestly, it is that kind of film. I mean, listen, I'm not really into spooky. Spooky is not my vibe. However, and if you haven't seen it, take it from me, who isn't into spooky, that, listen, I would see it again. Totally.
Okay.
So, yeah. He deserves the first $1.
Oh, listen, I'm not mad at that. That's some real Kevin O'Leary shit.
Yeah.
He was watching Shark Tank and was like, I'm gonna try that.
Right.
I want $1.
Also, something that happens is if we don't think that we as just people in general, if we don't think that we could get something, sometimes that can be a deterrent. So, we may just never ask for it.
Totally agree.
Right?
Yes.
I think it's really courageous as a black man. They're gonna say, why does everything have to be about race? But we're not all afforded the same advantages in this country. That's just the reality.
Yeah.
I think it's really courageous to go into one of those rooms and say, I want this, and that.
And for the DEI haters, he did it off his own merit.
And a good negotiator goes higher than where they land. So there's probably more that he asked for.
Probably.
But if this is where they met him, that's pretty damn good.
I agree.
So congratulations to Ryan Coogler for not only striking such a great deal, but also for making what I would like to say right here, right now, a great film.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe you won't think so.
We'll see.
We'll see. I worry a little bit about you seeing this because I just I don't know what you'll think.
You'll know tomorrow.
You keep saying that.
And so will the rest of the country.
There we go.